The great lock-in of 2025. If you have a social media account and you are obsessed with your phone, just like I am, you might have heard of this challenge/phenomenon, the great lock-in of 2025.
The great lock-in that is about to happen on September 1st to December 31st.
I don't know if you've heard, but a lot of people are locking in this Monday coming.
This is my plan for the great lock-in of 2025.
If you are participating in the great lock-in of 2025,
it's a movement that started sort of a little bit out of the blue, late August of this year, where everybody was talking about it on TikTok, and then it migrated to Instagram as well, and where people were inviting each other to participate in locking in, focusing on a challenge, a specific goal for the rest of the year. So from September 1st all the way to the 31st of December. Basically, it was about like, instead of waiting until January, you would start now in September. Instead of waiting until January for a new resolution and, you know, having that January high and then going down like February, March, people were saying to start now in September, a couple of days after this movement started on social media, so that you would have the energy of the last bit of the year. It was also linked to a philosophy that I really sort of like, that you don't have to wait until like January, specifically into January, to start something new. You can literally start a new goal or try a change or whatever at any moment in the year. I personally think that it was a little bit linked also to like the school year, just because I too had the same idea back in July, August, I would say, where I was thinking of like starting a new goal on September 1st. And then I got freaked out a little bit when everybody was talking about this great lock-in challenge. I was like, oh, okay. So we are technically all linked and controlled by the algorithm/matrix, because how come we all came with the same idea? But at the end of the day, I really like the idea. The goal of the great lock-in of 2025 is to allow no distraction, no excuses, and to just start working on your goal. Whether it meant fitness, personal journey, a language that you want to learn, anything really, you go all in for the next 4 months. Now, this video is not coming out on September 1st. This video is gonna come out on actually October 2nd, hopefully, if not 3rd. I am a bit late on my schedule, but it's because I'm also not starting this challenge on September 1st. I am late. I'm starting this challenge, the Great Lock-In, on October 1st. And because I was thinking of doing something similar a couple of months ago, and this was happening at the same time, I saw this as a sign. So I sort of decided to combine the great lock-in of 2025 to a 75 hard challenge. Peace everyone, it's your girl Amira. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to this new video. I post weekly videos, vlogs, heart-to-heart, and many more other cool concepts on this channel, as you can see. So if you like the sound of that, please subscribe and join me on this incredible YouTube journey. The reality is, I've always been attracted to this sort of content. I love watching like 75 hard, people doing like, oh, I changed my whole life in a year, these sort of things. I love that sort of content. And I even tried 75 soft this year, but between like after Ramadan, so like during March all the way to July. And I really loved it. Obviously, I stumbled a lot and I didn't even finish it, to be honest with you. But I really liked the result that I got. Like, the discipline was amazing. I really worked on myself. But then I got really like sad that I was not able to finish the 75 softs. And I saw this whole like great lock-in as a new way for me to be able to challenge myself. Last year, as well as a couple of weeks ago, I had to do a lot of like medical tests. Obviously, you have, you know, the yearly medical test thingy that you have to do with your doctor. And I'm pretty lucky, thank God, that my doctor insists on doing this regularly, like yearly at the same time, to just make sure that everything is correct. As you must remember, if you've been following me for a bit of time, last year I got really sick. I lost a lot of energy. I was not feeling too well. It took like a couple of months for us to figure out what was going on with me. And then this year I did some, you know, the yearly additional tests. And while the results were not bad, they were not good either. They were a little bit borderline on a lot of things. I discovered that I am really low on iron. It is a family trait. Like, a lot of cousins and stuff like that like have low iron deficiency, and my doctor told me like I'm a bit too close to the line, and there were other things as well that I needed to work on. And to be honest, that was not a space where I wanted to find myself, especially not after last year. Obviously, thank God, alhamdulillah, that was figured out and I've been taking the correct medication. But still, I don't want to add to that, you know, the low iron and other sort of stuff that can come out with someone that is my size as well. Here where my journey on this challenge is gonna start. I'm gonna combine the Great Lock-In Challenge, meaning that I'm gonna focus on a goal and work on it from October 1st until the 31st of December. I think it's gonna be a good challenge for me just because I want to focus and to show myself that I have the discipline, that I have the power and the energy, as well as like the hunger to do it. So yeah, I'm not just doing the Great Lock-In, I am combining it with the 75 medium, not hard, just because I want to have a structure, I want to have the discipline, but I don't want to get lost in the sauce. I do tend to overwhelm myself by having too many things at the same time happening in my life. So that's why I decided to go a step further than the previous one that I did, the 75 soft. So I'm gonna go a step further, which is the 75 medium, but then not taking it too far and go with the 75 hard. So right in the middle. For me, anyways, at this stage in my life, the 75 hard is a bit of a too extreme of a challenge. 2 workouts a day, obviously a gallon of water, but that's really not an issue. I drink a lot of water daily, so about 2 workouts a day. One of them has to be outside, a really strict diet. And if like you stumble for a day or whatever, then you'll have to restart from the beginning. That doesn't work for me, to be honest. I work 40 hours a week. I'm not able to do 2 workouts a day. That's completely out of the window. I'm not even able to do one, and I'm gonna push myself to do one, you know? But also, I am a woman, and women have their periods, and I cannot see myself suffering from the pain of my periods and then like still gonna go do my 2 workouts. That's just not gonna be possible. Nope. I am not the type of person that believes that it only takes like 3 months to change it all, to become a different person. I've said it before and I will say it again. I think change, especially for your health, especially if you want to change habits or things like that, take a lifetime. While I do have personal goals and I do have personal expectations for the end of these 3 months, I don't think necessarily that it's going to be like night and day from who I am right now. But let's be honest here, it is attractive to be able to focus yourself for 3 months to see what you can and cannot do and to challenge yourself. But before I explain what my goals are and what I want to achieve within this 75 days / Great Lock-In Challenge, I am the type of person that needs to be eased into something. I need to prepare myself. I cannot jump in. You cannot tell me tomorrow we're going to start running. That's just not something that is possible for me. But anyways, all this to say that I did take a couple of days before today to prepare my space as well as myself to this big change. Today we are decluttering this room. I am so excited, but at the same time I am anticipating this really badly, just because I know deep down that if I want to start this experiment, let's call it experiment, in my life correctly, I need to feel like I have space in my room and I have space around me in my environment to be able to do what I want and to be able to move. And to do that, I know that I have to declutter this room. I feel like it's a cycle. I do it at least twice a year, but every time I really feel the need to do it, and I really want to do it before I start like changing my rhythm and the way that I do things. I thought about this as much as I could, and at first I wanted to start with my clothes, which I will do, and at the same time I'm gonna try to sort of swap my closet, just because obviously we are like in fall, so that's what I'm gonna try to do anyways. But I want to start with the easiest thing first, the things that I know for sure that I'm gonna declutter and I don't need in my life, and then go to my clothes where I know I'm gonna have to think a lot about. I tend to put a lot of things here that I think I'm gonna use at some point, but I don't. I forget about them, obviously, just as much as everybody else. So yeah, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna declutter the space. And I do feel sad because I love my books. I love having them with me, but some of them have to go, unfortunately, and it is what it is. This is all of like my makeup space here. I'm gonna clean it really quickly and declutter the things that I know I'm never gonna use. So basically that's pretty much everything that I am giving away. There are these shoes here. All of them are gonna be given away. The DVDs and BTS albums, some clothes, the bags here, over there, and this is like decoration, and these glasses. Now that I decluttered and did some groceries, I feel like I am ready to share my goal with you guys so it makes a little bit more sense for you. I made a little visual plan to help me, well, visualize. First things first, I want to add movement into my life. I work at an office. I am sitting down 8 hours per day. I only move when I go out with my friends. So that basically means that I am losing 40 hours a week easily of not movement. That's one. And also two, when I come back from work, I am so tired. And that basically results in me, again, not having movement in my life at all. So I gave myself the challenge of walking every day between 7,000 to 10,000 steps. I do give myself 1 day of break just because I feel like I will get overwhelmed if everything feels like an obligation. But also it's not necessarily a day where I'm not gonna have movement in my life at all or not do my steps. It's just a day where I'm gonna take it a bit more chill and not stress about the sort of activity that I need to do to like reach my goal. Goal number 2, the diet. I need to eat more protein, more fibers, and more iron. I've had an appointment with a dietitian. I'm really happy with that. It took me like months to get one because the health system in Quebec is broken. But I was able to finally get one. I'm not gonna go too strict just because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in like removing group of food completely from your life. So I'm not gonna remove like sugar or anything like that, but I'm gonna be careful with it. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now, goal number 3 is linked to social media. I want to accomplish so much on this channel as well as the other platforms that I use to grow within my journey and to get myself where I want to be. However, it has not been easy just because I am the type of person that focuses only on one thing. I've been trying to be a multitask person, but I do tend to like shy away from it just because I have this weird relationship with like TikTok and Instagram. I don't know why. I feel extremely shy. I have more follower here than I have on my Instagram account, but I am way more shy on Instagram than I am on YouTube. Go figure out why. I don't know. And for TikTok, I do have way more followers. I have 6,000 something ish. But since like my content completely changed, I have not been feeling at ease 100% going back on TikTok. I felt like for the longest time that the people that followed me for a reason, you know, talking about Marvel movies and stuff like that. Now that I am changing my content and more making it a journey-based content, not like a one subject or niche content, that I'm sort of betraying them. Listen, I don't know. This is how it felt at first, but now I'm gonna force myself because my channel is called Amira's Journey and I am allowing myself, once again, to remember that in a journey, it means that I can change and that my content can change. And hopefully I will find my people, the people that will always be with me and will accept the travels that I'm gonna take them in. I'm gonna challenge myself into posting from now until the 31st of December, 1 TikTok / 1 reel per day.
And that's on period.
Another goal that I'm gonna add here is reading. I have been reading lately and I've been finding my joy and love for reading again. But since I do spend too much time on my phone, the first thing that I stopped doing when I'm spending too much time on my phone is reading. And I don't like that. I read, I think, 4 books in the past couple months and I've been so happy. My mind has been working differently. I have been listening less to music, which I like. I have been focusing more on myself and I find that reading is like one of the greatest joy ever. I love hyper focusing on little details in books, talk about them with my friends and analyzing them. This is like something that I live for. I do have one goal on my Goodreads, which is read 5 books this year. I only started, I think in June, and I've already read 4. Goal number 5 is a secret goal. There is a goal that I have in mind that need a lot of steps to be able to be accomplished. This goal does not have the same expiry date as the other 4. It actually ends on the year after that, the 31st of December 2026. But because it is such a huge and personal goal, I want to keep it to myself, work on it as much as I can, give it to you guys when it's ready. I want you guys to join me if you can, if you want. This is not like something I'm forcing you to do. Obviously, how can I? I cannot force anything. If you like this video, then maybe you might want to join me on this little journey. So the 5th goal can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be something that is close to me. I mean, all the goals can be whatever you want, but the 5th goal is like the special goal, the secret goal, the one that you want to work on and you're too shy to talk to anyone about it. I really think that this challenge can be amazing and really cool if we can do it together, because basically what I'm gonna do monthly check-in. This video is gonna come out on the 2nd or the 3rd of October. Then the next one is gonna come somewhere within November, because obviously I have to have time to edit it if I'm filming the whole month. Video number 3 is gonna come out in December, and then the last video number 4, is gonna come out in January. These monthly check-in for me are necessary to keep myself accountable with myself, but also with you guys. I feel like if I'm filming myself and if I'm documenting this whole thing, that it's gonna be as honest and transparent as possible. Yeah, I'm really happy about doing this. I feel like it's gonna be a huge positive change for me as well as this channel. It feels like a little bit of a game that I'm gonna start playing at. So I'm really happy and excited. I know there will be a lot of like challenges and it's not going to be always easy, but at the same time I am really happy to partake in this great lock-in / 75 medium challenge. If you like this video, please know that I post one video every week with a special video every month from now on. I also have an Instagram and a TikTok account if you want to follow me over there. I will be posting daily, hopefully. So thank you so much for watching today. Thank you so much for joining in my journey, be it the great lock-in one or just the general YouTube one, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.